Hello, today we're going to discuss about self-care of caregivers. For that we have a Shanthi ma'am, a fellow in PAL. Hello ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, who are all caregivers and why they are important?
See, caregivers are people who take care of sick people who can't do their own chores, right? We know people who get fever, and then our mothers are caregivers. But in certain houses, there are people with diseases for longer time. Like, for example, kidney failure. There, the person who's taking care of them could be a family member. It can be husband or wife or the children. It can sometimes even be friends or neighbors. So anybody who gives care for someone who can't do their own work is a caregiver. And self-care for them is very, very important. Because see, they are taking a lot of time, okay, of theirs to do work for someone else. Right? So that gives a lot of stress. Being a caregiver is an act of love. It also takes a lot of toll on the person. Taking care of someone, and giving care requires a lot of strength, time, and emotional resilience. Now, that is what we are going to talk about. Why taking care of someone is important and why self care for that caregiver is very important. Now, a lot of people think self care is selfish. Like we cannot spend time to take care of ourselves when someone is sick, which is not so. Self care is not selfish. It is very essential for the caregiver so that they can do their work even better. Now, there is a lot of things, like when there is so much work, taking care of somebody else, there's a lot of stress involved. As a caregiver, we should know what that is. What are the things that are causing stress? You should recognize your stress. Okay, I'm getting stressed for this. So, how am I going to handle it? You should become aware of that, right? And one of the very important things is communication to your family members. You should tell them clearly, I can handle this, I can't handle this. Okay, this is okay by me, but you have to take care of them. And because caregiving is not one person's job, it is has to be shared in the family. Everybody has to have a take in that, right? One person can't handle everything. Like we have seen it happen in our families where the mother takes care of everything. But we should stop doing that, and the caregiver should clearly delineate and tell, no, I can do this, you do this, share the responsibility. This is very, very important because, see, you have to understand how much you can handle. Only you know that well, right? And you only have to tell people, beyond this, I can't do it again. And you should also define, you don't tell me this, I can't do this again. Don't hesitate to tell your family because it's after all your family that you're telling, right? And you should clarify whatever responsibilities. If I have to do this, I will do this. But beyond this, I can't do it. Now, this you have to make it a habit, and tell people when they give you more work, no, I can't do it. Don't hesitate to say no, right? This is very important for a caregiver for their care, self care. Okay? Like most of the caregivers, they won't even take time to drink their coffee, right? They won't even relax because they feel they are in a hurry to do it. But don't do that. Start developing small habits for taking care of yourself. A relaxed cup of coffee, or watching TV, or sitting and spending time with your husband or with the family members. You don't have to always be sitting and working for a sick person, right? So we have to take care. We have to take that initiative as a caregiver.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
When caregivers are being overwhelmed, what they can do?
Yeah, that happens often, right? Because of the kind of stress, is involved in taking care of a sick person. It is very possible that a caregiver feels very overwhelmed with so much of work, their general work and the work of the. See, you have to take a break at that time because only a caregiver can recognize when he feels overwhelmed, he or she. So take a break. There are many ways in which you can handle it. Just take a break, take a hot cup of coffee, relax for 10 minutes. Or if you just want to lie down, do that. Or there are many techniques like breath focus. Like just sit back, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. It helps you calm down. Or there is something known as body scan, where you can just close your eyes and go through the entire body and try to relax yourself. Now these kind of small techniques can also be trained, and you can do this. Okay, and you should do it because this is what will make you prepared for the next few hours. If you don't take a break and keep on, then you'll burst. So it is very important that you take a break when you feel like taking a break.
Now, in the pamphlet, you mentioned four pillars of wellness,
Yeah.
and what are they and why they are important.
Yeah, see, our wellness basically has four categories. One is physical, one is mental, emotional, and social. Now, this is what our life itself covers. No? The first basic thing that is we have to be well physically. Right? For being well physically, we all know we have to eat properly, eat on time. A lot of caregivers, they will put away their eating. They'll eat lunch at 4 o'clock. All this we should not do because you need to take care of yourself. So physically you have to eat well, rest well, have adequate sleep, and more importantly, exercise. And I'm sure everybody will say, I don't have time for exercise because I'm taking care of a sick person. But you should make it a point that at least half an hour you devote to your physical wellness, because that is what goes a long way in keeping you mentally also well. Right? So first we said physical wellness. Then you have mental wellness. Mental wellness is, you have a lot of stress. Taking care of a sick person is not an easy thing. You will have to manage all of that stress. And you also have to take breaks. When you cannot and you feel you need a break, take it. Don't hesitate. Don't feel guilty to do it. It always helps, right? When we have a silent prayer with God, there's a connection and you feel better. So mentally it helps you cope better. Another thing is emotionally, we become very, very turmoil, when we are taking care of someone. You have to tell them, people around, that if you're feeling frustrated, tell them, notice your feelings and communicate to the family. I need a break, I need to take off because I'm not feeling okay. My emotion. Be very frank about how you feel. And and what a lot of people do is when they're taking care of sick people, they withdraw from the society actions. If there's a wedding, they won't go. If there's a party, they won't go. They will not mingle, and they will just be aloof. We have to stop that. Take the initiative to go for social gatherings. Be more socially active. It helps you mentally and emotionally. Okay, so these are the four pillars of wellness which we should follow so that we can cope with things better. You're not in a very easy position taking care of a sick person. And this will not happen just once or twice. Self care is not something that you do today and then tomorrow tell, no, I've done self care yesterday. This is a constant ongoing process. Make sure that you have habits that help you take care of yourself forever. It's lifelong actually. If you have a chronic patient in the house, then it is lifelong, right? And some days it's a little more difficult to do self care. You yourself feel tired, you feel lazy, you don't want to do it. But you have to make it a point to continue to do this. And over time, you will see that this self care measure will make you a lot stronger. And you will feel more purposeful towards whatever you are doing. So, self care for caregivers is one of the most important things, and it should not be discounted at all. Thank you.
Thank you for your insightful speech, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.